This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So the SAP stands for System Application Product for Data Processing. Okay, so it is configured or it is made by the German software company. It's a German software company, and SAP is nothing but it is an ERP system. Okay, okay. Jayesh is experienced in MM module. Okay, fine. Achha, so SAP stands for System Application Product for Data Processing, and it is nothing but an ERP system. Now, what is the meaning of ERP? Anyone having any idea about ERP? What is the meaning of ERP? Anyone? If you have any idea regarding ERP, just share with us so that our session will be interactive. So it will be helping both of us. ERP system. What is the meaning of ERP according to you? Can you explain the term ERP? Anyone? See, ERP stands for Enterprise Resources Planning. So, say for example, if we are taking an example of a business, so we all know that to run a business we need to acquire we need to understand knowledge of everything means from the accounting part as well as non-accounting part. If I consider myself as a manufacturer of any product, any goods, so we need to take care of my business from the procurement process to the sales and distribution. See, in case of manufacturing, I need to procure raw material, I need to purchase raw material from the market. Okay, then I need to process the raw material and convert it into the finished goods, and then that finished goods we need to sell into the market. So this entire process needs to be controlled. So to control each and every part of the process along with the administration system of the business, we need to build up a strong network, and that you can confirm or that you can term as a ERP system. So ERP is that kind of platform where we can take care of every part of our business from the accounting part as well as non-accounting part. Non-accounting part includes what? It includes everything. Say for example, if I am purchasing raw material, so I need to store this raw material to my warehouse. So I need to take care of my store part also. Okay, how much of raw material I have received, what will be their pricing, how much I am going to introduce for the production, what will be my material loss, etc., etc. So that is not the accounting part at all. It is a total part of the store part. So I need to take care of that part also. And after that, production part will be coming, and after production, the finished goods will be prepared, and then finished goods needs to be distributed among the distributor. So every aspect of the product movement we need to take care of. So each and every part, if you want to control, so we need to build a strong ERP system. So SAP is nothing but it's an ERP system where we need to take care of every part of my business, from the manufacturing, from the production to the sales and distribution, and along with my manpower management also. So the biggest asset of the organization is the human resources. So how many employee right now we have, what is their pay scale, what will be the incremental policy. So everything shall be taken care of by the HR department. So I can take the control of that department too through the ERP system. So SAP is that kind of ERP system where we can take care of all aspect of my business, from the store to the distribution channel, accounting as well as non-accounting, plus HR department and everything. That's why SAP is called an ERP system. Apart from the SAP, Oracle, you can take an example. Oracle, Cisco, Finacle, they are also an ERP system, but SAP one of them and very popular in the market nowadays. And by offering this main module, SAP will take care of every part of our business. In SAP, if we install or if we program SAP for our business as a ERP system, so SAP is offering separate modules. These are the separate modules offered by the SAP where we can take care of or we can take part or we can handle the separate issues of our business. So what are the main modules of SAP? So these are the main modules like FI module, CO stands for controlling, FI for the finance, material management, sales and distribution, human capital management, and production and planning. These 6 modules are the main modules under the SAP. where in ICA we are going to conduct, or we are going to teach our students this FI and CO module, finance and controlling. But along with this, we are providing the knowledge of MM and SD also, because after a few minutes we'll discuss about that, okay, why MM and SD is required to discuss the FI and CO, because both are correlated with each other. So whatever the accounting transaction is happening in daily business, if you want to deal with that, so FI module will help you to deal with that particular accounting transaction and all. CO is also kind of that part, but basically that will be focusing on the product costing or service costing area. Material management, it totally deals with your store part. I mean, total the procurement process, that module will take care of. Sales and distribution will be take care of the after manufacturing. I mean, it will be take care of your all the distribution channel and everything. After manufacturing the product, the sales part will be taken care of by this module, from the delivery to the generation of invoice. Human capital management is totally part of the HR part, human resources part, and this is for the manufacturing part, production planning module. So these are the main modules offered by the SAP ERP. So in this module, we are going to learn all aspects of our business, be it accounting as well as non-accounting. And these are the sub-modules of FI and CO. Okay. So till now, I mean, after 5 to 10 minutes discussion, we have discussed about the ERP system and why SAP is called ERP, and what are the modules of the SAP we have just discussed. Till now, if you guys have any doubt, any query, you can ask, or if you want to say something, you are welcome, sir and ma'am. You can share your views regarding the ERP or modules of the SAP, or else we'll proceed further with the sub modules of FI and CO. Yes, Jagdish, you want to say something? Anyone having any doubts, any query? Okay. So under the FI and CO module, these are the sub modules of FI and CO main module. So under FI modules, what are the sub modules are there? That is, number one is company basics. So if I consider our business is going to implement the SAP for our business, so you all know that not for the SAP, for each and every software, whenever our business will run a software like Tally ERP9 or Oracle, whatever. So first we need to define our business in that particular software. I repeat, whenever I'll be install any software for my business to record all the accounting transaction or any kind of non-accounting transaction, so we need to do what? We need to define our company. We need to define our company to that system. So under this company basics submodule, we are going to learn that how to create company, how to create company code in SAP, how to create fiscal year variant, posting year variant, tolerance group, and something like that. So these are the component which we need to define first before proceeding of recording any kind of transaction in SAP. So under the company basics submodule, we are going to learn that how to create company, how to create company code, and so and so. So whatever the module, be it FI module or CO module or MMSD, whenever you will start any module, so your first attempt will be with your company basics. There you have to create two things at least, that is your company and company code. And after that, the next configuration, the next level configuration will be appearing. General ledger submodule is very important because to record any accounting transaction, if you have done our BCom, if you have done our commerce course, so we all know that in accountancy, we have learned only one thing, that how shall we record all our business transactions. So whenever we are recording any kind of business transaction, whatever business transaction can be anything, so we need to journalize that transaction by debit some accounting head or by credit some accounting head. Say for example, it's a very simple journal. If I am going to start a business with a capital of rupees 10 lakh, so the journal entry is very simple. That is bank account debit to capital. Or if I have done a credit sale to my customer, so the journal entry will be again very simple. That is customer account debit to sales. So we are saying that customer account debit, we are saying capital account credit, bank account debit. So whatever the name we are mentioning for debit or credit, we need to create each and every GL for that. It means that if you are going to post the transaction entry of bank account debit to capital, cash account debit to capital, so you have to create GL for the cash account, you have to create GL for the capital account, and again for the credit sale posting, so you have to create a GL for the customer, and you have to create a GL for the sale or revenue account. So under this submodule, we are going to create all the GL which are going to be used to post a transaction, either for debit or for credit. So general ledger submodule is very important to record an each and every accounting transaction, because in SAP, whatever the submodule you are in, be it accounts payable, receivable, or asset accounting, whenever you are going to post any transaction or post any journal, so you have to do what? You have to debit your accounts or you have to credit your accounts also. So you have to create the GL first. And after the creation of the GL, then you can use that GL to record any transaction, be it customer, be it vendor, or asset accounting transaction, whatever, or simple expenses transaction. Now come to the two vital submodule, that is accounts payable and accounts receivable. AP and AR, the abbreviation are we are commonly used in job description, and you have seen that in very job most of the job description for finance part, like Genpact or Accenture, they are looking for a fresher accountant or fresher candidate for accounts payable and accounts receivable. So in this submodule, what we are going to learn? In this submodule, we are going to learn from the procurement to payment process, means how to create vendor, okay, how to run the procurement process. There is a popular process known as in SAP in accounts payable, P2P process, stands for procurement to pay. I'll explain that. What is that? Procurement to pay or payment. So procurement means you can say purchase of raw material or purchase of input, which you are going to deal with your manufacturer or production or for further processing. So from that part to payment of the vendor from whom you have procured that material. The entire process that will be conducted under the submodule called accounts payable, where we need to create the vendor and then we need to run this process P2P. So from the purchase of the goods to the payment to the vendors, the entire steps will be there. I'm just showing you what are the steps we commonly follow for procurement to process. So these are the process with the help of the material management module. We are going to discuss in P2P process, okay, at end user level, where we need to create material. I mean, that material we are going to procure or purchase. And after that, we need to create info record, source list, then purchase requisition, then purchase order. And then after receiving the goods, we need to post goods received notes by using T code Migo. And we need to post the invoice of such goods by using T codes Miro. And after that, we need to make the payment to the vendor from whom we have procured such material. So F-53 for the manual payment, and there's another option called automatic payment in SAP. So F110 will be using such T code to run the automatic payment in SAP. So this entire process will be known as P2P process, where we need to follow in accounts payable module. But this part will be not helping with the FI, but along with the MM also. So we need to integrate our MM module with FI module. Just 15 or 20 minutes earlier when we are discussing that part, so I have told you that if SD and MM, that will be correlated with FI and CO, because if you run the procurement to pay process, so you need to create the material, and if you want to create a purchase order in SAP, you have to maintain your plant, storage location, purchasing organization, purchasing group. So creation of such element will be part of the MM module. So little bit we'll be discussing on this module also, because without the MM, we are unable to process the PO. And similarly, it is a very reversal part of the accounts payable will be the accounts receivable, that will be the sales part. And in this submodule, we will run another process called O2C, order to cash. So in this process, will be acting means my company code will be acting as a recipient, and in this process, my company code will be acting as a supplier. So we need to we need to receive the purchase order, and after that we need to generate the sales order. Then we need to deliver the goods to the customer place, and then we need to issue the invoice or bill to our customer. And after that, we need to take the payment or need to receive the payment from my customer. That will be the incoming payment. So this is the very I don't say popular, but it's very vital process in SAP ERP system. I mean SAP FICO module. So P2P and O2C, but both the procurement process and order to cash process will be combination of SD and MM also. In this part, we need to take care of the SD module, because to generate the sales order, we have to define distribution channel, we have to define sales organization, we have to define shipping point. So this configuration will be done on the module called SD, sales and distribution. So basically we are saying that we are offering FI and CO module, but apart from that, or rather you can say along with that, we are also learning these two modules also, MM and SD, to complete this entire process. And after that, the bank master. So in bank master, we need to know that how to create the house bank. In SAP, there is a concept called house bank. So in house bank, what we are supposed to do, that house bank will be using to receive all your incoming payments and to make all your outgoing payments. Then after that, you need to you can use that bank information for your cash flow statement, and you can reconcile your bank data also, which is known as bank reconciliation statement. And also we can configure the automatic payment program, which will help us in accounts payable process. That configuration will be done in bank master. So bank master will deal with it is totally all about the house bank. So house bank is nothing but that particular bank which we are going to use for receiving all the incoming payments and making payment to the all the outgoing payments. And after that, that asset accounting part, in this asset accounting part, we are going to record all the fixed asset accounting transaction. We all know that if I consider Indian scenario, I mean Indian taxation part or Indian accounting system. So we all know that fixed asset needs to be depreciated. Apart from the land, rest of the fixed asset like plant and machinery, computer peripherals, furniture and fixtures, all other fixed assets are need to be depreciated. But there's a two method of depreciation. We all know that depreciation as per the Companies Act and depreciation as per the IT Act. So these are all the configuration will be coming under the submodule called asset accounting, where we need to know that and we need to understand that how to configure all these depreciation methods or depreciation keys or depreciation rules for our fixed asset. It can be tangible as well as intangible. So asset accounting will totally deal with the accounting for the fixed assets. So these are the submodules will be covered under the FI, and these are the component of such submodule, where you need to know how to configure all these submodule and how to record all the financial transaction. See, if I consider FI module in SAP, so there will be no change in accounting rule and accounting policy. There will be no change in accounting concept also. That will remain same for each and every software. In SAP, you just need to understand, you just need to know that how shall we handle the such transaction in SAP. I mean, how shall we configure so that we can record all our business transaction. If I consider credit sale, so you have to configure all the component which will be required to record your credit sale or credit purchase in the system, with PO, without PO. So you have to prepare, you have to make ready your system so that your system will accept all the entries. Now let's discuss about the CO module. I mean the submodules of the CO main module. So you can see there's a cost center, profit center, internal orders. Whatever the submodule is being offered by the CO, basically that is being to be used to run only one thing, that is called product costing or service costing. See, every business organization, if I consider financial management or financial analysis, so every organization like public limited company in India especially, they need to publish their financial statement publicly in every year. We all know that, because if your company's share is going to be traded in the stock market like NSE or BSE, so you have to publish your financial statement in publicly, so that investor can check that and they can judge, or they can analyze that part so that they can invest. So basically, FI part will help you to generate that external report. Sorry, that report for the external user means your balance sheet, okay, profit and loss statement, cash flow statement, that can be generated from this module. And the user of such financial statement will be the external one. But apart from that, if I am dealing with product or service, so first of all, I must know my cost sheet. Say for example, if I am manufacturing any goods, so I need to know that how much cost has incurred to produce such goods, so that I can earn that much of profit by fixing up that much of selling price. So I'm basically talking about the product costing. No organization, be it in India or outside India, they will never publish that report publicly. That report is completely using by their own internal management. I mean, production manager, sales manager, or something like that, or any kind of decision-making authority. What report, sir? Sir, product costing report. To manufacture a product, how much cost till the manufacturer has incurred, what will be our profit margin, and what will be our final pricing breakup. That report will never show to the public. CO module will help you to generate that product costing report by offering this submodule like cost center accounting, profit center accounting, cost element accounting, profitability analysis, and budget. So if I consider, or if I'm trying to conclude in one sentence the main difference between the FI and CO, the report which we are going to generate from FI, that can be for internal as well as external user also. It means the report will generate from this module, it can be shared with the external one also. But the report which we will get it from this module will never share it to the external one. That will be only for the internal user of the organization. Means your production manager, sales manager, or any hierarchy, or any decision-making authority. So these are the basic intro part of the SAP FICO module, and these are the sub modules. So students who have attended the first time, so guys, if you have any query, you can ask. And already the person who knows SAP, you can share your own opinion also till up to this discussion, like modules, sub modules, and anything. Any query you have, sir and ma'am? Or else I'll proceed to the software. I mean, I'll show you the software, how to handle. Anyone having any doubt, you can type either yes or no in chat box so that I can understand you guys are listening to me. Okay, Sunil. Yes, Sunil. Okay. Yes, Sunil, will cover CO module also. If I and CO both the module will cover, and in what aspect I'm just going to show you in this presentation. Okay, in software presentation. Okay, from where we'll be starting and what will be our course module. Though our course is the end user, but we are covering more than that. Okay, so CO module definitely, sir, will cover that. All the cost center accounting, profit center accounting, profitability analysis. Gangadhar, yes, FICO is come under the SAP. FICO is the modules of SAP. So SAP is your main software. This is the SAP software. Whatever the display is viewing in your screen, this is the SAP Easy Access menu. From here, we need to start our process, start our journey. So under this SAP ERP system, FI and CO, these are the two sub modules, so two modules. Okay, so that will be coming under the SAP. SAP is the entire ERP system. FI and CO are the modules of such ERP system. FI will record, FI and CO both will help us to record all the financial transaction, but financial statement will generated by the FI, but CO will help us to generate all the internal things like product costing or service costing report. Okay, so in this discussion, or see, this is a glimpse of the SAP. We are just going to share with you because if I'm going to start with the beginning, so it will take lots of time, and that is not an usage at all. So let's discuss on only one thing, one part, so that your time will be productive time. Let's discuss with this one, P2P process. See, in SAP there is a two popular term are there, end user and consultant. So what is the difference between the end user planning and consultant planning? With the help of this example, you will get to know that. I mean, what is the difference between the SAP consultant and a person who is working as an SAP executive in SAP end user part? So I'm just going to show you how to run the P2P process in the system. So many things I'll take predefined manner because it is already been created. So one by one I'll be using and I'll discuss with you, okay, what are the usage of such thing in the SAP. So these are all the T codes. If you want to execute this transaction in SAP, you have to use this T code in SAP. MM01 for the creation of material, M11 for the info record, ME01 for the source list, and so and so. Okay, so let's start. So how to create the material in SAP, raw material in SAP? The T code is MM01. Okay. So after pressing MM01, where I need to put the T code, I'm just showing you once. See, this is the SAP Easy Access. This is the home, I mean the beginning area. From here, we need to start our journey. We can go through the implementation guide, SAP IMG implementation guide, or we can using the T code. So in this area, we need to write down our T code to execute the transaction. Okay. So right now we are going to create raw material. So MM01 is a T code for the creation of raw material. So I'm using this T code MM01. So this screen will appear. First, you need to define the material number. Whatever the raw material you are going to create, see in system, be it raw material, be it customer, or be it vendor, whatever you want to create, you have to mention with a number. Okay, so you have to define the material number. So say for example, I'm just mentioning the number ICSI RM 50. So ICSI RM50 will be the number, and that number will be using in future to place the order of such material for further use. Then industry sector, there's a drop down list, so you can choose your industry from here, drop down list. So say for example, my industry is for mechanical engineering, and material type will be the raw material. Okay, so first these three area you need to select and press enter. So we will get a selection views window where you need to select some area for raw material. So first I need to select that basic data 1, 2, purchasing data, general data 1, 2, and then accounting 1, accounting 2. To create a raw material which will be using this raw material in our PO, we have to select this view. So for the raw material, this much of selection views will be selected. For the finished goods, the selection will be changed. That time I need to select the sales organization data. Okay, right now we have selected purchasing data. That time we need to select the sales organization data. So in our course, in that SAP course, you will be learning that for raw material, what are the selection views we need to select, so and so. Press enter. Then system will ask for two another component. One is a plant and another is a storage location. So plant, here I am defining a plant CS20 and storage location is IPLX. See, this plant and storage location creation is a part of the module. Okay, so consultant will help you to create the plant and storage location. End user public will use such code as a plant, as a storage location, as a purchasing group, so and so. Consultant people will create it for you so that you can run the process. Okay, so if I am working as an end user, so I need not to know how to create the plant or storage location. But if I will be working as a consultant, I need to know that how to create the plant, how to create the storage location, so that my end user planner can run the process, can run the P2P process. So in our course curriculum, we are covering how to create the plant as well as how to create the storage location also. But right now I'm just taking as a default selection what we have already created so that we can run the process. And now whatever the screen will be coming, this screen, I mean in this part, you have to define all the details of such particular raw material. First, you need to mention the name of the raw material, description. Okay, what are the raw material you are going to purchase? So I'm going to purchase keyboard. Say for example, I am doing assembling of personal computer. So keyboard, raw material I need to procure, and with the help of the hardware engineer, I need to assemble and supply to the client. That is my business. So I need to procure keyboard. So the unit of the keyboard will be the pieces, PC. Now material group. So material group will be that part which will help you, to classify your material. Raw material selection, finished goods selection, WIP selection. So this part is also been created by a consultant. Material group. So we have created a material group, ICSIPL. So consultant people will create it. End user public will just use that. They need not to bother about that. How shall we create and something like that. But if you want to know the detailed knowledge, you need to know how to create the material group. And then division. So raw material division will be different, finished goods division will be different. So you have to classify these things primarily. Now press enter to move on to the next screen for the material. This is the basic data 2. Optional field. You can put down, if you have such information, you can proceed. I mean, you can put down that, or you can proceed. This is optional field. Next, in purchasing field, you have to select your purchasing group. Again, another default selection we need to select. Say for example, I have selected IPL. So purchasing group you have to create. And as an end user, I just use the purchasing group IPL. Go on to the next screen. Plant data. Predefined data is coming, so I need not to change anything. Plant data 2. I am not measuring keyboard as a weight, so I'm just counting as a pieces quantity wise. So I'm not filling this information. So I'm just left it blank. And now valuation class. So in SAP, there's a default valuation class 3000 for raw material. So in SAP, whenever you will be getting this pop-up sign, you can select that. So you'll get lots of options. So for raw material, default selection will be 3000. The valuation class. For finished goods, it will be 7920. For service, it will be 3100. So in your course module, you will be learning what will be the valuation class for the raw material, how shall we create the new valuation class for the raw material, etc., etc. So I'm selecting this 3000 and price control V, average price. So I need to quote the average price of the material. So keyboard price, say for example 500 rupees. For the time being, I'm just taking it as average price and press enter. And again press enter to save the material in the system. So this is the way to create the raw material in SAP. So if you have done, or if you have filled with all the required information in the particular field, the system will give you the message your material has been created. So whenever I need to place the order for the keyboard, I need to use this number, ICSI RM50. This number can be changed. It can be used by your own. It can be combination of alpha numeric, or it can use only alpha, only numerics. Totally choice is yours, user choice. You just remember, you just note it down to place the order of keyboard. So keyboard will be the description, and that will be the material code which will be using for by your system. So after creation of the material, what we are supposed to do? We have to done the information record, or we have to done the info record for such material. Now, what is the meaning of info record? The meaning of info record is you need to identify that this particular material has been offered by which vendor, or which particular vendor at which price. See, whenever we need to purchase something from the market, what we are supposed to do firstly we need to take the quotations from our vendor. Say for example, I need to open a computer center, so that I'll be requiring 20 personal computer. So I have a selection. Okay, my personal computer having 4 GB DDR4 RAM, okay, Core i3 processor, something like that. So I'll be providing all my description and send it to the computer store to ask for the quotation. So on the basis of the quotation which I'll be receiving from the vendor, I'll be placing my order. So in system, you can save your, the quoted price with your material along with your vendor, so that at the time of creation of purchase order, it will help you to find out that particular vendor from whom you are going to purchase it. See, if you are a manufacturer, you will have a lots of database of vendor, but this particular material from whom we are going to purchase, that we need to save previously. To do that part, we need to configure this record. This is called info record. So T code is ME11. So now let's see in ME11 what are the information we'll be mentioning. So in ME11 create info record, you can see that first system is asking for vendor. So I'm selecting the vendor. So another part is coming, vendor creation. So vendor creation will be part of the accounts payable submodule. So if I am selecting this vendor against this raw material, it means what? It means whenever I'll be placing the order for such material, this vendor will come first. Okay. What will be the purchase organization? CSRI. Plant CS20. See, these are the information randomly I am selecting that has to be created previously by a consultant. And as an end user, I am just randomly selecting the plant, purchasing organization, material name, vendor. So I hope you guys are able to understand, or you guys are able to classify between the consultant and end user. Enter. Purchasing organization data. I have to fill that. So here you have to define the delivery time. Okay, within how many days you will receive such material. So that information I can get it from my quotation. So I'm just writing 1 day delivery. Standard quantity. Whenever I'll be placing my order, how much quantity I need to order. Say for example 500 pieces as a standard quantity. You can write down the minimum quantity also. You can classify it. This is your EOQ, economic order quantity, and this is your minimum quantity. If you've done the material chapter or material costing in your school or college life, so you know there is a concept of EOQ, economic order quantity. So economic order quantity refers to that quantity. If we place that order on that particular quantity, our carrying cost and ordering cost will be minimum. So you can select your EOQ over here also. And now in net price column, you have to quote the final price, what you have received from such vendor. So this price, you will get it from the quotation, what you have received from this SRK enterprise. So I'm just writing 500. same as average price and pressing enter to save this info record in system. Okay, so I hope you guys are able to understand, I mean, that part, what is the difference between the consultant and end user part. So here the minimum quantity, standard quantity, maximum quantity, delivery time, this information we are providing for our further process. Further process means when I'll be placing the order, that will help us. So I'll be save that. Okay, so info record has been generated. Now tell me one thing. If I consider vendor quotation, so the quotation amount will be valid for the lifetime or there will be some expiry period. Say for example, we all know that right now in Flipkart there is a big billion sale or something like that is going on. It has started 2 days earlier. So whatever the pricing right now we are getting in Flipkart, that will be the lifelong. I don't think so. After the offer, the price will be increasing. So every quotation, every pricing having its validity period. So source list will help you to determine the validity period. If 500 rupees per keyboard, this amount will valid till what period? I repeat, in source list, what we are supposed to do, we just mentioning our validity period. If this amount, which amount, sir? 500 rupees per keyboard amount will valid till how many period? I mean, till how many days? So that information will be giving in the information called source list. So source list code is ME01. So just see in source list what are the information we are providing. So my material is ICSI RM50. Yes, this is your material. Proceed. See, first they are asking for validity period. From to which period? So I am just mentioning the entire June month. Yes, anyone having any doubt? You can unmute yourself. You can ask your doubt. No issues. Enter. So I have just put the validity period of such quotation which I have got from this vendor. The validity period will be this and save. Okay. So after doing, after creation of the material, info record, and what that is source list. So what we are supposed to do now? We need to send the purchase requisition. Just tell me one thing. If any shortage of the raw material is running on, is going on, or any kind of raw material requirement will be generated, first that information will be, given by the store manager. Store person will that person who can identify the material procurement will be required. So after getting such shortage of the material, such store manager will send the requisition to the hierarchy. So we need to create the purchase requisition ME51N, where store manager will define all the information, what kind of material he or she wants to procure, how many quantity will be required, in which plant, which storage location, everything. So the T code of the purchase requisition is what? Is ME51N. Okay. So this software is a server based. Internet connection is required. So if the server is getting slow, then it will take little bit time to enable the function. So in this area, you have to mention the material name. So right now, what material we have created? ICSI RM50. This is my material name. Quantity minimum 500. Sorry, standard quantity will be the 500. So I'm requesting for the 500 quantity. 500 pieces. Delivery date, material group, plant, CS20, and storage location IPLX. IPL. So these are the predefined information. You all know that we are putting such information. So at the time of placing the requisition, we have to mention the material name and the quantity required for such requisition. I mean, how much quantity you are going to purchase. So after put this definition, I mean definite information, your system will generate the purchase requisition for you. And with the help of the purchase requisition, you can place the purchase order. Once you'll get the confirmation from your hierarchy, you can place the purchase order. You can see the all the information is automatically coming. Now before save this purchase requisition, I need to check one thing, whether all are technically correct or wrong. So in this icon, if I'm clicking on it, the system will show the message to whether I have put all the correct information or not. So you can see no message is coming. I mean, no error message is coming. It means all okay. So I'll be saving it. Okay. So my requisition has been generated. So you need to record this number, because this number will help you to generate the PO. So 17519. So now after approval of purchase requisition, I'll generate the purchase order. So what you are supposed to do is emit 21N. You just see that in purchase order, I need not to select anything. I'll be just taking my purchase requisition and everything will be fall in place. That is the beauty of this system, or you can say that is the advanced level of configuration. So item overview will be required. Document overview is also required. This part is not required. So in document overview, you can see there is a system called selection variant. By clicking on it, you will get all the details. So I'll be searching my requisition number. So that will be coming under purchase requisition. Okay, in my purchase requisition, I'll be get the requisition number. It depends on internet connection and speed, because it is connected to the server. So that's why meanwhile it's taking a little bit time. So this is my last requisition number what we have created. I'm just holding it and lift it to cart sign. Standard view. So my information will be automatically coming out. Okay. Now I need to put the vendor from whom I am going to purchase. So this one is Circle Enterprise, and purchasing organization. I need to put this information CSRI and press enter, and you can see the error will be removed. So end user people will just use this code like organization code, group, company code. They don't bother about the creation, but in our course module, in our course curriculum, we'll cover all these things. We'll cover how to create purchase organization. We'll cover how to create company code. We'll cover how to create purchasing group, everything. Okay, so that we can deliver the complete knowledge to our student from configuration to implementation. Okay, so only delivery problem, I mean delivery date, there's a yellow message is coming, so that is not an issue. You will be generated. So this is the way we can create the PO in SAP. So I hope after doing these 2, 3, 4 steps, you guys are able to understand that how the software will be running with the help of the T code and with the help of the other options. I know if you are watching or if you are seeing this past time, so lots of question in your mind say what is the meaning of purchasing organization, purchasing group, company code. So in our classroom discussion, we will answer each and every question in our module. So this is a small glimpse of the SAP FICO training. I mean, sorry, SAP FICO training webinar. So in this webinar, we have covered the basic intro of the SAP ERP system and everything. And we have done 2-3 process like material creation, purchase order creation, okay, and some requisition creation and so and so. So you can see that, guys, my purchase organ, I mean PO number has been generated. So with the help of this PO number, we can generate the GRN, we can post the invoice also. So this is a part of the P2P process. So this is all of this. That's all from our end. These are the content which I was going to discuss with you. So if you guys have any doubt, any query, you can ask. Till now, whatever we have discussed with you regarding module, submodule, T codes, it's just a glimpse of SAP FICO P2P process. But the entire process is very large. We will be starting from this. We'll be starting from this, from plant creation, storage location creation, everything will be configured. Then OBYC, this is the integration part where you need to integrate with WRX and VSX, and then we'll be running the process called P2P. So dear sir and dear ma'am, that's all from my end of presentation of the SAP. This is a brief intro of the SAP of FICO from the ICA. What we are offering to our students in our course, this is a glimpse. Okay, so till now, if you have any doubt in your mind, any questions, any queries, feel free to ask in chat box also, or you can unmute yourself also and ask your doubt. Yes, anyone? Kavita ma'am, am I audible to you?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, ma'am. That's all the presentation from my end for today's webinar.
Okay.
And I'm asking, some Sri is asking the question, sir, what is the duration of the course? Ma'am, please guide the duration of the course and everything.
The course duration will be 2 months. If you are taking regular classes, it may finish soon, or if you are taking alternate class, it will take more than 2 months. Am I right, sir?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
So any queries you have, guys?
Okay. So guys, students, I mean the attendees who have joined fast time in SAP. So just tell me one thing, does your knowledge has increased? I mean, improved little bit if it is a fast session. So can you tell us before joining that session and after completion of session, any knowledge has been improved regarding SAP, modules of the SAP, submodules of the SAP, course pattern of the SAP, T codes of the SAP? Any rough idea you have got from this session? Sir, if I'm audible to you, please say something in inbox or unmute yourself, say yes, no, whatever will be your answer. Yes, yes, Alpa, just I was asking, so your knowledge has been, I mean, did you get any new knowledge of the SAP? I mean, regarding the meaning of the SAP ERP system, something like that. Okay, okay. Yeah, I was asking that. So I was asking to the all new students. So after listening the entire 1 hour session, Did you get any kind of intro knowledge from 0 to 1? Any kind of knowledge you have received? That I was asking. See, this is a 1 hour session and SAP is a long course. So in 1 hour, we are not, it's not, enough to discuss lots of things in SAP. If I discuss with the one module in detail, so it will take at least 3 hours to discuss all the area of the module. T-code is different, which is a huge, vast module. So it's just a small glimpse so that you guys can understand that in SAP, this is the area where we are focusing, and this is the way to handle the software. Here, we need to use the T-code in purchase organization. This is the information is required, so and so. I was talking about that.
I mean to say, from today's session, what you have learned, what is your knowledge prior to the session and after attending the session. Sir is asking what kind of improvement in your SAP knowledge regarding the total entire scenario of SAP. What are the submodules are there, in which field we are using SAP. Have you got any idea? Can anyone write in the chat box what you have learned from this session? Yeah, guys, are you there? All of you? Or any queries you have till now, as of now? Great, Sangameshwar. You gain some knowledge. Yeah, Srinivas also came to know T codes are very important. Yeah, great, Srinivas. Any other candidate who gained the knowledge? Any queries you have till now, as of now? Yes, Sarfraz sir, then we can wind up, and for further confirmation, please guys, you have keep connect with us. So this is my office number. I'm typing in the chat box. So you can connect in this 2 number if you have any kind of queries. Okay. Yes, Sarfraz sir, we can wind up the session.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. And thanks to all of you. Thank you so much for being with us. Okay, guys, take care. Bye.